I'll do a thing. I'll do a thing, but let me do it later. That's why I tell all the guys, I'll do it, but later. Anyway, so I love to travel. My name is Karen Poliski. I love to travel, and I'm here learning new things. You know, you always learn new things about yourself when you travel. Turns out I did some shopping for this trip, and I'm a maternity medium now, which puts me squarely in my second trimester, you know, which is great. That makes a lot of sense because I've spent the winter in a continuous orgy with Tito and Ben & Jerry's. So I'll find out who the father is, you know, never, because I'm never getting rid of it, you know, that's how I live. So I'm also here for my sister's 50th birthday. We came down to Key West for Kier's 50th. Yeah, happy birthday, Kier. She made a great announcement. She says she's no longer ever wearing a bra again, you know. She's had 3 kids, so use your imagination. She says, if anybody's checking out these beagle puppies under my shirt, no, that's on them, you know. I was like, you know, well, you're into rescuing, so that's good, you know, a couple of rescue beagles. Also, that makes us completely opposite, because I'm always like, what are you doing making eye contact? The tits are right down here, you know, like, look down here. Anyways, that'll be the difference. If they're looking at her, I'll just slide next to her and be like, what about these? Anyway, I really started all of this because of my political platform, which is Orgasm for World Peace, you know. I feel like there's about 51% of the population that is not orgasming as enough as all you men are, you know, basically. I know, you know, the junk's out there and you're grabbing it when you're 3 and that makes it easy. And we have to do a little bit more like treasure hunting, you know, to figure out what's going on down there. But I always have to tell women to masturbate more, and I do a lot of bar-side sexology where I'm like, you need to masturbate more, and, you know, for the women, and the men are always like, how come I can't have, you know, more sex with my girlfriend? And I'm like, stop being a dick, you know, maybe your dick would get wet, you know. If you clean the bathroom, possibly, that would be a real turn on, you know. So guys never take that advice. They're always like, you know, they're basically just porn lovers, you know what I mean? Like, they watch porn and they're like, oh, if I, you know, slap the ass. I'm like, screwing this guy, he's slapping my ass. And I'm like, what are we, like, headed for a posse? Like, is there a chase for a cowboy criminal, you know? Pulling my hair like I'm a horse, you know, which is great. I'm a whore, but not a horse, you know? Get your hoe to the co. So I was also thinking, is he trying to make me cry? Because it's like the only way he can get me wet, you know, like pulling my hair and slapping me. Like, maybe if she brings her to tears, it'd be something like that. My thing is, when guys are watching porn and they're trying to have sex, they're like, when did this whole spitting on genitals happen? When they're like spit on? I was like, my pussy's like Singapore. If you spit on it, you will be caned. You know what I mean? Like, stay away from that. My other thing is, like, my pussy is already too wet as it is, you know? I'm one of those, I know, I'm telling you, lady, it's no fun. I'm like an ejaculator, what they call it, or a squirter, which I hate that term, squirting. It's like, when you remember that freshen up gum, you put it in your mouth and it squirts in your mouth, you know? Like, I mean, you know, I hate, not that I'm against that, but, you know, I'd have to find a guy who's like, if I sit on your face, you have to be really into waterboarding, or like, you know, maybe, does anybody know anyone from Atlantis? Like, have those guys gotten out of the world yet? Aquaman, maybe I figure I came to an island, I'd find somebody like that. Anyway, oh God, the waterboarding, yeah, it's a lot of fun. The thing is, I was always worried about that because I'm like, is it genetic, you know? So I asked my mom, I'm like, hey mom, you know, how's your coming? Like, you know, but basically, I hate the word squirter, so I was always like, I gotta think of a cool name for it, like geyser, you know, it's powerful. But then I was like, geyser, that's not right. Girlser, am I trans geyser? Anyway, so I asked my mom, I'm like, Mom, so are you like a girlser or geyser? No, I was like, Mom, you know, how's your coming? And she's like, I am not sharing that with you. And you're all relieved, right? You thought I was gonna talk about? No, she was like, I will never tell you about that. And I was like, now, a little bit backstory. In my family, there's a running joke about how my mother's pussy's so dry, like it just absorbs all the water in the atmosphere. When Katrina happened, we were like, send mom down there. They could rebuild New Orleans. Like, she'd absorb all the pussy. When she takes a bath, she swells up like a tick, you know? We were saying, like, when it rains, we send her down to the bathroom. You know, she's obviously not traveling with us this week, you know? Basically, Al Gore won't let her go to the rainforest. She had crabs and they were cast in amber. I'm like, I'm gonna sell this. This is jewelry down at the farmer's market. Anyway, so my mother's pussy's so dry that I said to her, like, maybe you would want, your reputation to change a little bit. Maybe you'd, tell me about it. But she wouldn't go for it. She likes her reputation just the way it is. Anyway, so I'm a little bit older than some of the people in here, and I remember when the hashtag was pound, right? So when all this Me Too stuff came out, I was like, yeah, pound me too, yeah, I'm into it, And so pound me too. But it's really, all right. It's really hard nowadays with this whole consensual sex thing, you know what I mean? Like, because I was making out against the side of a building with some guy, and he's all like, well, can I touch your left breast with my right hand? And I was like, oh, man, my clit jumped off my body and ran down the block. It's like, I cannot be aroused if I'm going to be, given directions. So I was trying to figure that out, how are we going to be able to navigate this? Like, this is going to turn out to be like somebody asks me for directions on Duval Street, and I'm going to come all over the block, like I'm going to be conditioned to come and given directions, which means you'll find me working at that tourist shack on the corner not too long from now. Anyway, this whole consensual sex thing, it's really ruined my rape fantasy too, now I can't really do that so much, except if you do want to cure yourself of a rape fantasy, stay overnight in a boat down by Maloney Street, and you will be cured of your rape fantasy because you'll basically be living it in that boat overnight. Me and my sister rented a boat. It was the scariest nightmare we've ever been through, clutching each other basically and watching Russian dolls for 6 hours just to get through the night. That was a great time. But here's the thing about it. Not that, the boat and the rape fantasy. The thing about, consensual sex and everything is that if I wanted to know what was going to happen next, I'd just be masturbating, right? Having sex is all about the element of surprise, I'm supposed to not know what's going to happen next. That's why you're there, so that I don't know. So, if you're going to know what happened next, you just basically just rub one out. And that's the easiest way to do about it. And, that's my opinion. But I will always still have sex with somebody else, even if you are leading me along. But the thing is, what's the difference? Like, we have to navigate between, surprise rape or, boring the shit out of you. And you're never going to come, We're going to run a quick line there. And my one last thing, because, oh, wait, were we going to do something where you fucked with me and I have to do something from the hat? Yeah, where's the hat?
Where's the hat? We are beyond the hat.
Oh, we're beyond the hat? You won't let me do it? Oh, okay. All right, well then I have one last thing to say, and I just have one last thing to say that we're beyond the hat. I was curious because the paper straws thing, is it just me or is it a coincidence that, all the women or, people are going to start be carrying around metal straws right when they're outlawing abortion? Just save it's like, save the planet, save a turtle, and BYOA, All right, thank you very much.
Karen Polinsky, everybody. Holy shit. How long she's on the island for a couple of months. She's looking for babysitting jobs and, she'll I feel a little dirty. You did it, Karen. You really made that. That was in the hat. Make the host feel dirty. That was your hat thing. All right, so I'm moving this thing along because who do I got over here? Who's this over here?
Neil.
It's Neil?
Yeah, Neil.